What up, Starseeds? Long time no talk, long time no see. Welcome back. So I am doing a super special video today for you for the winter solstice. My name is Sarah, founder of Crystal Nutrition, and I am here today to offer this to you. So there's going to be two parts to this video. I was trying to decide if I was going to make it two separate videos, but I'm just going to make it one video with two parts. So the first part is going to be a mini sound bath for the winter solstice, totally self-guided. You just close your eyes and listen to the beautiful sounds. I have some singing bowls here that we're gonna have some fun with. And the second part is going to be a channeled message for the collective and energy update reading for the current energies right now and how to navigate them. So I invite you to get yourself into a comfortable position, whether seated or lying down, and placing your phone or computer or whatever you're listening to this on beside you so that you can get comfortable and gently settle in. Close your eyes. Allow them to close nice and slow. Tuning in to your breath as you breathe in and out, and in and out, and once more breathing in and exhale, release. With each exhale, I want you to release more and more from the body and to drop more and more into your center space, your stillness, your wholeness, your I am. Allowing the vibrations of the singing bowls to fill your ear chakras and bring you into balance, connecting you with presence and this now moment. As you continue to breathe in and out. We connect with the healing frequencies of the winter solstice, all of her wisdom and teachings and knowledge As every year we go through these cycles of nature, we give thanks to Mother Gaia and Mother Nature, for we are always humbled by their knowledge, by their lessons and teachings. We set the intention that the human race will continue to humble themselves and learn from those who have come before them and from the land that has been walked before them. We cocoon ourselves with love and kindness and understanding. And we give thanks for the winter months, the hibernation, the rest. And we shed the layers that no longer serve. We are thankful to Mother Winter and all of her wisdom, all of her healings, and we connect to all of her healing frequencies that we are meant to be with and to learn from. And we stay in this stillness and this wholeness, this quietness, and we learn, we listen, and we love. I wish you deep peace and deep rest. I wish you knowledge, empowerment, and love. And I thank you for being here with me today. I spray you with the healing properties of the Sacred Trinity spray as you invite in a soft golden mist, Christ consciousness and grounding. I spray you now with the silver moon mist, divine feminine codes, nourishment, safety, and shelter. May you find the inner peace that you are seeking, and may you reconnect back to your true self and soul center. And so it is. Start to feel yourself coming back to your body, taking a deep breath in, and as you exhale, come on back. You can gently wiggle your fingers and toes. And whenever gently open your eyes and come on back. Thank you so much for doing that with me. I hope you enjoyed that mini sound bath, and please stick around for the next part of the video, second part, where we are going to do a collective energy reading and channeled messages. Thank you. Namaste. Welcome to part 2 of our winter solstice video, and we're just gonna dive right in and do a reading for the collective. So I've already written some notes here of things that Spirit wants to talk about today. So let's go ahead and get started. So I opened up my channel and I asked what was for the benefit of the highest good of everyone watching this video, regardless of time when people decide to watch it. And these are the messages that I got. So there's definitely a theme / need for decluttering as we start to move towards the new year and jump into a new calendar year. So decluttering your house space, your office space, your cubicle, if you have a space at work, just really physically clearing out our areas, our living spaces, helps us as we transition and clean things out energetically. So we're physically creating space in our lives for new energy to come in, new projects, new ideas, new goals that we are setting for ourselves moving forward. So that's something I definitely need to do. So if you have to go through some stuff or donate old clothes, or if there's just like that one cupboard in the kitchen you haven't had a chance to get to, it's recommended that we put a little bit of time towards decluttering this upcoming holiday season, or the last 2 weeks of the year. Yeah, there's only like 2 weeks left of the year, or less actually, like a week and a bit. Isn't that crazy? Okay, so the next thing that they want to talk about is if you're having trouble sleeping right now, there's a lot of energy impulses and solar flares hitting the planet, I'm feeling. And this is because if we take a look at what's happening this week, we have the winter solstice, we have a new moon on Friday, and we have Christmas coming up. So everything is coming up and it's all in 1 week. So there's a lot of different energy portals and shifts and frequencies that are hitting the planet at this time. So and that tends to be more active in the nighttime in the lunar cycle, or yeah, when our brains are in that lunar frequency when it's dark. So whatever hemisphere or part of the world that you're on at nighttime, the frequencies are hitting a little bit more aggressively, I would say, so it can be harder for us to sleep. So I just wanted to talk about that, but that will pass. So that's not something that's going to be forever. That's just kind of wrapping up. I think probably till the end of the year, we're probably going to be feeling those energies and affected. Some of us, at least, will be affected by our sleep cycles, but it's nothing to worry about. It'll even out in the new year, I'm feeling. Okay, so the next thing that I wrote down was sneezing, coughing, headaches. I mean, of course, depending on where you are. So I'm in Canada, and you know, we have winters here. So if you're somewhere where it's colder and there's winters, this time of the year you can be more prone to, you know, colds, winter colds, cough, flu, etc. But if you have like a random like sneezing or coughing and you otherwise typically feel fine and you're healthy, it's just a note that there's for a lot of us, there's a clearing of the upper chakras. So like from the throat and up, I would say, actually no, I would say from the heart and up. So, and that area would be the lungs, the throat, the sinuses, all of the sinuses, right? Third eye, crown chakra, the head as well. So headaches. So there's a clearing happening. So when you're coughing or you're sneezing, it's just sort of like an energetic release. I mean, you might also physically have a cold or be a little bit under the weather. But looking at it from an energy point of view, there is also some clearing happening simultaneously on an energetic level. So just a recommendation to drink tea. So lemon with honey, taking manuka honey, elderberry syrup, stuff that can help coat your throat. And that just made me think of, there's a tea that you can get called Throat Coat. That's really good good for that as well. So just something to be mindful of. Just, yeah, I don't know, there's just something they wanted me to mention. And taking salt baths to help ground yourself as well. Super grounding, super just, yeah, protecting your peace and protecting your energy at this time, because the energies are getting a little bit squirrely. They've been a little bit squirrely for a while, but they really seem to be like kind of gearing up as we have 2 weeks left of this year. So just some tips for yourself to, like, you know, clear your space. If you're coughing, sneezing, to just sort of allow yourself to have that clearing, and to be taking honey, things to help you soothe, vitamin C, vitamin D, all of those good things that you should be taking anyways, especially in the winter seasons, but also year round. Okay, so next thing that they want to talk about, so I'm actually gonna spray one of my sprays. This is the Energy Reset Spray. It's got amethyst, clary sage, rosemary, and blue lotus. And this is just an energy clearer and space clearer, and it's really good for channeling. So I just wanted to give that. I'll have my, in my description, I'll put the links for all of my sprays. And we're gonna go ahead and talk about the next thing. So the next thing that they wanted to talk about, and this is local, more of a local story to the GTA and Toronto area, but if this resonates for you, or there's similar things happening in your area, then you, of course, can listen to this and listen to the messages here. So in the last, like, 3 days in a row, not today, but I think Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, they're in the news. There have been on each day 3 different stories of attacks and people getting attacked on the TTC, which is our subway system here in Toronto. And in a condo building, and just, I mean, you can look this up for yourself, but there's been 3 stories, 3 days in a row of attacks happening. So they wanted to talk about this when I opened my channel, so these are the messages that came through. So what this is and what we do here on this channel is, if anything comes into our awareness to be talked about, we always zoom out and we look at things from a higher perspective, energetically, to see what's going on, what the lessons are, what's getting played out. So what I got about these attacks is that this is a surge of dark energy right before Christmas. And for us, the message or advice or guidance is to stay in your light. I wrote down, keep the light on, and anchor into your light at this time. So don't get pulled into the fear of what has been created by the news stories and the events of these awful incidences and attacks. Yes, they are awful. You need to stay safe. You need to be aware, but don't dim your light or be too much into that fear vibration that it's compromising your own light at this time. It's really, really important to keep your light, stay in your center, stay in your frequency, your stillness, your wholeness, your I am. So, something that they recommended if you would like to contribute or help energetically to this area and what's been happening here is we can visualize white light lighting up all of the subway tunnels, so the entire subway line, connecting with frequencies of safety and divine angelic protection for those who want it. So we can set that intention, and we can actually do that right now together. So let's just do that. We're just going to close our eyes, and we're going to breathe in deeply through the nose. Exhale through the mouth, and tune in. We would like to set the intention, everybody watching this video and everybody who's willing to participate in this little exercise, we ask that they are grounded and cloaked and protected by the white light. Thank you. And we would like to send white light lighting up all of the subway tunnels along the Toronto subway stations, the TTC, the subway system itself, and all of the stations. We send white light to light up all of the tunnels, all of the stations. And we ask to connect that area with frequencies of safety and divine, harmonic, angelic protection for those who want it. We ask to connect with Archangel Michael and Archangel Metatron as well to help send these frequencies into the tunnels and the angelic frequencies of light. And so it is. And we thank you. Beautiful. That was great. Thank you for participating in that with me. Okay, so the next little point, we're still talking about this. So the next little point about this that they said was, this is an attempt, these 3 in a row, to knock people off kilter and to instill fear and chaos right before Christmas. So Christmas is a portal, and it's a time for a lot of angelic frequencies and Christ consciousness energies to be in the planet, to fill the planet up. And it's a time where people are more present and more grateful and more in tune than they typically are at the rest of the times of the year. So when you have a bunch of people that are spending time with their families or loved ones or friends, and they're in that love frequency, that gratitude frequency, and they're just reflecting on their year, and there's just a lot of angelic higher vibrations, it's a ripple effect throughout the planet. And when that happens, it helps to open up portals so that even more angelic light and frequencies can pour into our planet. So it's just a time of great joy and love and hope and abundance. And of course, being on a planet of polarity, you have the light and you have the dark, and we can't have one without the other. So when there is a time of such high frequencies coming in, there's also going to be darker energies that are going to try to stifle that, or try to take a swipe at that and try to affect as many people around them. So yeah, so this is an attempt to dampen or darken or diminish. And it's interesting, I wrote the word stop, like I put dampen / darken / stop / diminish, but then I ended up crossing out stop because the dark side knows they can't actually stop the light frequencies from coming in and hitting this planet. So they'll do things like this to help diminish it. And this doesn't take away from, how awful, oh bless you, that was my cat. This doesn't take away from how awful the actual events are themselves, or the people that have been affected by this and the ripples that this creates in our reality and our lives, because these are real people's lives that are happening and that have been taken and have been affected. So we're also going to send some love and healing to the family members and loved ones as well, if you'd like. So I invite you to join me, close your eyes. If you'd like to place your hand over your heart chakra again, you can. So we send love and healing to family members and those affected by these recent attacks, and strength and security to the officers who have to deal with this and respond to these calls. We ask to cover the affected communities with a blanket of white light and protection. May we see that although lower frequency things can happen, there is also so much good in communities, with people wanting to come together and help each other with pure good intentions. May the light continue to shine through. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you so much for doing that with me. Yeah, and you can continue to do that throughout the days or the weeks, if you'd like to. So I'm also going to spray my Sacred Trinity spray, which is like, this is the Christmas spray. It's got frankincense and myrrh and a golden tiger's eye. So it's got the 3 magi, the 3 wise men, Christ consciousness, grounding, golden light vibes. So we're just gonna spray that around here. And we ask to send golden light to those who need it and those who want it at this time. Thank you. Okay. And then, so a final message about this is, if anyone watching this has to travel on public transportation or the TTC, and you're a little bit nervous about it and you don't feel safe doing it, first of all, if you don't feel safe, you don't have to. You can Uber if you're able to, or arrange a ride or drive. But if you absolutely have to, or there's like I don't know, if there's just like a situation where you have to, but you're hesitant to, or you find yourself in a situation where you have to hop on the subway for something, you can ask your angels, guides, higher self, source, to cloak you in protective light. And you can also do an exercise where you visualize, this is a good thing for protection just in general, where you visualize that you're pulling your aura, which is your energy field that traces around your body. You're pulling your aura closer into yourself, like almost like you're wearing a blanket. So you're just, in your mind's eye, you're imagining that you're pulling your energy closer to yourself. And also you can imagine that you have like an invisibility cloak on, or a camouflage cloak on, just over your whole energy, so that you're just blending into your environment and you're just kind of flying under the radar, but you also have that protection element around you as well. So that's just an energetic grounding or protection exercise that you can do. And that can also be the same if you have family members that you know that have to take public transportation, or friends. You can ask the universe to send them white light or protection on their journey if their higher self consents to that. So I do want to pull one card on this, because, and this is from the Keepers of the Light deck by Kyle Gray. And what I want to pull is because I feel like there's an energy that we can ask to be with us on the public transit if we're feeling unsafe or we would like some extra protection. So these are the cards here. So we're just gonna ask for everybody watching this video in the highest good. We're gonna ask who is an energy that we can call upon to work with if we need some extra protection, if we are traveling around the area. White Eagle. I mean, come on. Beautiful. And just even looking at the energy of the card and the presence, you see the stillness, you see the protection, you see the wisdom. So White Eagle energy is stepping forward and letting us know that we can call on him and ask him to help protect us if we have to make a journey, right? Journeying. Protection while journeying. And that's not necessarily, doesn't have to be a spiritual journey, but a physical one. So you can ask for White Eagle to protect you and guide you if you have to take the transit. And you can also ask White Eagle to help guide any friends or family members that you know have to take the transportation system or just be out in the city in general at this time, if you're feeling like you just want to up the protection a little bit. So thank you so much for that. And yeah, of course, if their higher self, we always ask if we're going to send something to somebody, or we're going to ask like White Eagle to be around somebody, we always want to make sure that the person's higher self, like if it's for the benefit of the highest good and if they consent to it, because spiritual consent is super important. Which brings me to my next topic, which is a great segue to our next topic. So the next thing that they want to touch on is spiritual consent and boundaries. And if you follow me on Instagram and you watch my stories, I think it was last week or a few days ago, I had a bit of a rant in my stories where I was talking about this. So if you've already heard me talk about this, honestly, I'm probably just going to repeat what I've already said, so it's good as a refresher, but if you've already heard it and you're done, then that's okay too. You don't have to listen to this part. But there is, okay, so first and foremost, for a while now, like a year or two or maybe longer, there's been a scammer, low vibrational energy on Instagram in general, just with a bunch of scam accounts, fake accounts, and in the spiritual community, you'll get these random accounts that could message you, and they're either impersonating other well-known spiritual accounts or healers or readers, but they could also just be like a random account someone's created, and they'll message you and they'll say something like Grand Rising, I get some energy from your photos, I have some messages for you, like can I give you a reading, or they'll like want to tell you something about your energy. And like, it's a scam, right? They ask you that, you send the money, and then they don't actually give you the reading. So I mean, that's one thing. And side note, any energy healer or reader that's any good and worth their salt is never going to chase anybody for a reading. Like, of course you have to, you know, self-promote, make people aware, offer your services, post about that, but to go chase down people individually and be like, hi, can I please give you a reading? That's really icky. That's really gross. You don't have to do that. That's not in alignment. You can call people in that are in alignment for you and they will show up. We don't need to chase anyone. We're better than that. Yeah, so but that's one element of this consent and boundaries topic. But the next one that I want to talk about is not scammer energy at all, but it's when people who are psychically gifted or spiritual or intuitive gifts approach other people unprompted in public, or even you could just message someone, it could be on the internet too, they just message you and they just bomb you with information about your energy field. They're reading your energy field, they're picking up on something, they might have messages from someone that has passed over. Like, so my 2 cents on that is don't do that. Because I personally, I abide by a strong code of ethics, and I believe that you should only read somebody or tell somebody something about their energy field if they give you permission. So if somebody, I do one-on-one sessions, so if somebody books a one-on-one session with me, that's permission. That's energy consent. They have consented, there is an energy exchange, they are gifting me money, giving me money, and I am giving them a reading so that I have permission to read their field. That's very different than me just going up to somebody in the grocery store and being like, oh, do you have a mom who's passed? There's a message for you, or oh, your throat chakra seems really blocked, or maybe there's something going on with your thyroid, you might want to go to the doctor. Like it's a slippery slope, because there needs to be boundaries in place, and we need to have respect for other people's energetic sovereignty and freedom, and their freedom to be and exist without having people read them. So only read people if you have permission or consent. Otherwise, in my opinion, it's a violation of their energy field and their privacy. They didn't ask for that. They didn't give you permission. Now, if somebody comes up to you or messages you and says, oh, I have some messages for you, or I have something I want to tell you about your energy, can I tell you, or can I give you a message? And if you say yes, then that's fine. That's a totally different ballgame, because you have given consent, and then you've agreed to have them tell you, and then they tell you, and whatever. But if it's unprompted, then there's a problem. And it doesn't matter if it's a good message or a bad message, or telling you good things or bad things. It's the principle that you didn't give your consent, you didn't give your permission, and they're just giving it to you. And yeah, I feel that if you have psychic gifts and spiritual abilities, then you have a responsibility to use them wisely, to use them respectfully, and to be responsible with them. And we have to respect other people's journeys and process. So we might think that we're helping them, but that's really not up to us to decide, and that's not our call to make, if someone could really use our messages or not, because you still have to ask. It's just good manners, it's good practice, it's respectful, it's abiding by a code of ethics of just respecting somebody's energetic sovereignty and privacy, and we're not stepping over any toes or crossing their energy boundaries because we're asking for permission. Like, it's so important. This is a really big pet peeve of mine when people do this. And yeah, so I wrote, we might think we're helping, but that's not up to us to decide. They might not be ready to hear any messages. You might freak them out, and they might close themselves off because they've totally freaked out, and they might cut off any connection to curiosity about spirituality or an intuitive side. And maybe they were supposed to evolve slowly and become more open to it gradually and at their own pace. And, you know, we've kind of ruined that for them if we just bomb them with something sooner than what they are ready for. So also, if you have done this, if you have like given people messages because you thought that it was helpful and maybe it was helpful for them, but you didn't ask permission and you didn't know, don't beat yourself up about it. You didn't know, and in the future moving forward, it's just something to be aware of. And also, that's super overwhelming for you if you're out in public and you're just getting all these things from all these different people's energy field and all these little blips and messages and people's ancestors are trying to talk to you. That's exhausting. You should be solid and grounded and clear and in your own field so that you can live your life too, because there has to be a balance between the physical and the spiritual. Yes, it's so cool to have these abilities and to grow with them and evolve with them and be able to be of service and to help people who want it. But we also have to be human, right? Like, we have to shower, we have to eat, we have to go to the grocery store. So there's things that we need to be able to do as humans and from the human side. And being so open all the time and telling people all these different things, it doesn't serve them, but it also doesn't serve you. Okay. And then like another part of this is, so this point is more in terms of respecting energy boundaries of other people. If you're trying to like get information about a situation or information about them, you always want to set the intention that it's for the highest good for all involved. And then if you ask information about somebody or a situation and you don't get anything, to not pry, because it means that the information is not for you, you're not supposed to know, or the other person has grounded themselves and protected themselves and doesn't want you to access them. So you have to respect that. And if you try to wiggle around that or straddle the gray areas, there are consequences for that. I don't know exactly what they are. I'm sure they're nuanced for every situation, but there are consequences for trying to read somebody's energy field or trying to figure something out about somebody if you don't have consent. And if you get somebody else to do it for you, like you have another spiritual friend, like, can you read on this person and tell me what's going on? And if that person tells you, like, I'm not getting anything, or there's a wall, or it's blank, then that has to be respected. Otherwise, there will be consequences for everybody involved. And like, that could be karmic, it could be in the next life, but it could also be in this life. And it's just icky. It is just icky to try to push spiritual boundaries of people who are grounded and protected and who have said no. Gotta respect it. You gotta respect where people are at and their boundaries. Like, we have physical boundaries, right? Like, we're taught that, like, sexual consent, no means no. It's the same for spiritual. If someone has not given you permission to access them and they have spiritual grounding around them, no means no. And there is no gray area for that. It's a no, and it needs to get respected. And I wrote consequences for everything in life, and how you choose to conduct your spiritual practice is no different, which I totally agree with. Okay, and that's pretty much it. But I wanted to just pull one more card from, I love this deck, the Sacred Activations deck, Oracle, by Lon, L-O-N. So, what I would absolutely love to do is just to pull one final card for today and just ask, what is a final message for everybody watching this video for the winter solstice and Christmas and all of the beautiful energies that are coming in? What do we got? Oh, cool. Cosmic Flower. I don't know if you can see the colors, but it's super cool. There's like actually red and green too, which is like Christmas, hello, Christmas. Ah. Okay, so the card says, the frequency of cosmic flower activates our remembrance of the place we call home, the core from which we pour our magnificence out into the world. So that is so beautiful. Taking some time this week as well to disconnecting from your phone, your social media, disconnecting, recharging, reconnecting, and then being back out in the world next week. Cosmic flower. All right, that is it for me, guys. If you made it through this entire video, you made it all the way to the end, thank you so much for being here. I truly, truly appreciate it. I appreciate all of your support. I'm hoping to be on here a little bit more in 2023. My attention and my energy has been towards creating the products. I've got crystalline salt soaks and sprays that I'll put in the link below. So when I do that and when I'm creating, and I'm also doing sessions for people, I don't have enough energy left to come on here and to channel and do videos like I used to, because my energy is taken up elsewhere, and that is exhausting. And I'm a big advocate of, you know, being able to fill your own cup to be of service for others. So yes, I'm hoping to do that. And I did forget to show you, because I think my last video was the fall equinox sound bath, so I haven't been on here. So in November, I released the third spray, and it's super hard to see because it's silver and shiny, but this is a silver moon mist, and it's got 2 little moonstones in it, eucalyptus, cypress, and lavender floral waters. So this one is super soothing, tranquility, calm, peace. Oops. I can spray it. Divine, feminine, nurturing qualities. This is also excellent for if your mind is really busy before you go to sleep, to just lightly spray your pillow on each side to help you to fall asleep, stay asleep. It's also great for nightmares or night terrors for either yourself or children. They can spray their pillows themselves, or you can spray above your crown. But it helps to connect to calm, peace, tranquility, and safety, and those nurturing, divine, feminine, soft, core energies. So they're very, very soothing for helping you fall asleep, stay asleep, and also helping to clear energy for nightmares for yourself or children. And it also has fertility frequencies as well. If you're trying to conceive a child or conceive an idea or a business or a new anything, any kind of conception, doesn't just have to be children. It's just an amazing, soft, soothing, nurturing spray. And yeah, and then the Christmas one, well, it's not the Christmas one, it's available year round, but this is the most Christmassy, Christ conscious one, is the Sacred Trinity spray, frankincense, gold, and myrrh. Gold is the little golden tiger's eye at the bottom here. And this one is super light, and it's not strong with the incense because they're floral waters. So it's diluted, and it helps with the golden energy, Christ consciousness. So I'm going to be spraying this bad boy Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day. I'm all about it. And then I have the classic energy reset spray, Blue Lotus, Clary Sage, Amethyst, and Rosemary, like I already showed you. And this is the first one that I created, and it's amazing. I love it. Clears everything. You can cleanse your space, crystals, car, whatever with it. Cleansing your own field before you go somewhere, after work. Yeah. So right now I only have online shipping set up for Canada, but I am currently working on having somebody help me with my website so that I can set it up for international shipping. But in the meantime, I'm able to ship internationally manually. I'll just ship it myself to you. So if you are outside of Canada and you're interested in any of these sprays or any of the salt soaks, if you check out the link below, let me know and I can ship it to you. I'll let you know how much shipping is. And yeah, this is the last month as well. So right now the sprays are $15 Canadian and the salt soaks are $20 Canadian, no tax. So as of January 1st, the prices are going to be going up slightly for both of them, as well as all of my services as well. So if you want to try them, now it's a good time, because they're never going to be $15 and $20 again. And also in terms of sessions, sorry, it's going to be a bit of a sales pitch right now, but I haven't been on here in a while, so I just want to make you all aware of everything that's going on. in terms of sessions, so as of January 1st, there's a slight price increase for all sessions as well. But if you book a session with me before the 1st of January, so before December 31st, even if your session date is after January 1st, I'll honor the current pricing. You just have to pay the full pricing at the time of booking. I also now do a monthly newsletter, so I will leave the link for that below as well. If you are interested in signing up, you're gonna get all this information, and you'll see more of me hopefully on here as well, and links to Soul Circle tickets if you're in the GTA area that I host monthly. And yeah, I think that's everything. If I've forgotten any other kind of info, I'll leave it in the comments below. But yeah, you can sign up for the newsletter, you can check out the products, email me if you're outside of Canada. Thank you so much for being here. Please, please, please drop a like, comment, subscribe if this video resonated for you, and if you've been here for this long. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Happy winter solstice. Merry early Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Whatever it is that you celebrate, and if you don't celebrate anything, I hope you have a wonderful last 2 weeks of the year, and a Happy New Year as well. So I will see you all back here sometime next year, hopefully sooner rather than later. Thank you very much. Namaste. Ciao.